So this time we're talking to Joe Bell, who owns a few accounting firms. Hi, Joe. Thank you very much for joining me. Would you like to introduce yourself and tell us about your business?
Hi, Richard. Thanks for having me. Absolutely. So I've been running Bell's Accountants for 13 years now. We've got a very wide variety of clients, but we mainly specialise in the high growth type of clients who need that little bit of extra advice and consultancy. We've also acquired a few practices from retiring accountants. So we've taken on clients that way as well through mergers and acquisitions.
Yeah, it sounds way too complicated for me, but anyway, the spreadsheet that you guys got for me, what made you come to me in the first place for that?
So we were struggling with our prospecting. So we do a lot of work on social media and on our website, which means we get a lot of inquiries just cold through the phone or through the email. And we needed a quick way of being able to quote those prospects without spending too much time, kind of a validation process. We also have quite bespoke needs as an accountant. So we have a menu of options, and obviously they vary. You know, bookkeeping fees will vary depending on the size of the company, whether they're on flat rate scheme, whether they have manual records, things like that. So we didn't want to invest a huge amount of money in kind of a very generic CRM that ultimately wouldn't meet our needs. We wanted something a lot more bespoke, but also cost effective, because at the end of the day, this is not kind of a chargeable exercise. It's about, you know, getting quotes out to prospective new clients. And what was obviously brilliant about the solution a spreadsheet could offer is that it was fully customizable.
Well, that's the thing. I'm doing my utmost to try and convince people that I don't just work with accountants, but yet 2 of the videos I've done recently have been with accountants. So what I made for you it's not to do with you helping your clients. It's actually for you managing your business. Can you tell us a bit about the spreadsheet that I made for you?
Absolutely correct. Yeah, it's nothing to do with the account side at all. And lots of people obviously use kind of accounting software now for that, although there is absolutely a market for kind of template spreadsheets. But ours particularly was a sales solution. So we wanted a spreadsheet that we could effectively enter customers' information as soon as they rang up. So that we were storing all of their contact details. We knew who'd referred them to us, because that feeds into a KPI spreadsheet that you obviously linked to the original data one. It also tells us when we need to follow up with that prospect. So because we record the date of inquiry, we know then when we need to follow up once the quote's gone out. And the best thing about it is just this very simple tick box exercise to say, you know, does the client need this? Does the client need this? And then there's a little bit of custom information to be put in, such as what VAT scheme they're on. And the quote will effectively drop out. So the other tab is a PDF document with all of our logo on and all of our terms and conditions. And it basically creates the proposal that we can then attach to an email and send off to the customer. And if anybody else picks that prospect up, you know, they call in later on, then anyone's able to see fully what was included in the quote, what was not. There's no confusion from an engagement perspective as to what we were instructed to do and what we weren't. So yeah, that's how we use it, really.
I remember linking up all of those prices and all the check boxes and making sure that all the different prices, because you've also got the functionality there to edit the prices as well as you go along, so you can change individual prices, and then that then affects the overall quote. So now tell me, how has this helped since you've been using it? Have you seen an improvement? Does it make your life easier, quicker, simpler?
100%. I think there's 3 main benefits. So absolutely, it's a time saver. You know, rather than sort of manually typing into Word or something, some sort of quote, or indeed using a huge sort of CRM that probably wouldn't have been fit for purpose and would have cost loads of money. You know, so we've saved time and money that way. I think it's also standardized. So we are a practice that's over 5 different sites now, and it's very difficult to make sure that everybody is aware of the pricing structure, you know, how we price, make sure that it's fair for the clients, and that we've thought of everything as well. It gives us kind of a guide, because otherwise we could end up doing things for free without realizing that actually there's a cost associated to that. So that standardization is really important. And then I think finally it's just storing that data. We regularly, send mail shots out to customers on that list who maybe decided not to come with us. It wasn't the right time for them. Maybe we were not in the right price range if they're right at the beginning of their journey, or maybe they had another reason to kind of wait to come on board until their current accountants finished up the period. But that spreadsheet reminds us to keep in touch with them, make sure we send them all our latest bulletins, and try to add as much value as possible while they're sitting there as a prospective client, until such time as they say they wouldn't want us to contact them anymore.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Well, then one last question. I can ask this with fair amount of certainty because you have actually referred me before. So why would you recommend me to other people?
So you, Richard, are by far the most technically able person when it comes to spreadsheets. I mean, you can do things that I don't even understand in Excel, let alone the mechanisms of how you get it to do that. It's a case of I didn't even know Excel could do that. I've learned so much even just through the conversations with you about the capabilities of Excel. As accountants, we're always fans of Excel when it comes to numbers, but actually as a tool, a business tool, in order to build a dashboard of KPIs for customers, or indeed using it, as a sales tool the way I have. You're by far kind of the standout option for that. And I have never heard of a project that you've not been able to undertake. If it is possible in Excel, you will be able to do it. Or even if it's something that people think might not be possible in Excel, you'd be able to show them that it is. So absolutely, if anyone has a requirement for that. And I think in the scheme of things, it's also a very cost-effective option. Yes, there are lots of softwares and things out there, but then it's about trying to get them to integrate with XYZ, and there's an upfront cost and there's an ongoing cost. And with Excel, it's kind of a case of, well, you can instruct a project and there's a fixed price for that, so there's certainty, and then it's only a case of paying if you need to have changes for that as the business develops and grows and its needs change.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Joe. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for chatting to me.
You're very welcome. Thanks again for your work, Richard.